Good morning, Asir and dear viewers. If you want to join this live stream, it's very easy. Uh, just visit my profile and subscribe from there. Uh, Bear in mind that being a new user, you are possibly eligible to get 2 free lessons. Try it now. It's very amazing to get experience from a qualified and competent teacher. Um, what you can learn from this lesson is mostly how the sounds are produced according to the British IPA. Though I compare very often the sounds of the American IPA, which is American English, and the British English, because in IELTS exam and many other certificate exams around the world, it is the pronunciation, it is the sounds that you get marks for having the accuracy and amazing part of the pronunciation. Please remember that if you want to be good speaker, if you want to develop your communication skill, or if you want to sound in an amazing way, it's better for you to uh, present yourself 100% accurately. But as I said, pronunciation, British IPA, is one of the hardest part to develop, and it takes times, it takes ages. Okay, but don't give up. All right, and I'm sure by attending these classes, it's like an ongoing class, you will be able to learn a lot of things. This class is basically once a week, every Friday morning, and if you're interested, you can join here. Hello, Kiran Deep Kaur, welcome. Good morning, and thanks for joining here. And also remember that if you do not practice, if you do not give hard work, if you do not be persistent, if you do not have the quality of perseverance, it is much unlikely for you to go to the standard level where you can have amazing sound, amazing English in an easy word. Okay, so this is my third week of this ongoing class. So we're going to talk about some other sounds. If you remember, we covered British IP, the basic sound, letter R and letter T. And today we're going to cover the next part. And if anyone is interested to hop on, you're more than welcome. You have to click on the hop on button, and then you'll be here to practice with me. Uh, Practice is the key and magic factor. Remember that is very important, regardless whatever the other people say. Okay, guys, so let's move on. And thank you once again for the people who have joined from the different parts of the world. As you know, Hello has been designed and developed to practice English. We have to focus on it. We must be aware that we are here to learn something and develop ourselves. My suggestions is also learn something from here, which might be helpful for your rest of the life. It could be an academic life, it could be a professional life, or it could be a normal life where you can show your expertise. All right, so once again, you're watching the live stream from the UK, and our local time is 6:39 Friday morning. So we have covered letter R, letter T, when we should pronounce and when we shouldn't pronounce. And one suggestion would be for all of the people who like to develop their British English, British pronunciation, is to focus on at the first time letter R and letter T. Then we covered linking R, intrusive R, vowel changes, and there are exceptions as well. Okay, and after that, voiced, unvoiced sounds. A little bit briefing. Voiced and unvoiced sounds are those which has got the special features. So we call those letters or words are voiced when you use our vocal cord. And I'm sure you know that our vocal cord is inside our throat. So when you pronounce a word and if our vocal cord vibrates, then it is a voice sound. The other words, when we pronounce through our mouth or nose or maybe tongue or by exhaling air or through uh, any other way of mouth, we call them unvoiced or voiceless sounds. So voiced consonant sounds are B, D, G, J, L, M, N, N, G, R, S, J cluster, TH, good voiced and unvoiced, V, W, Y, Z. All the vowel sounds are voiced, so A, E, I, O, U. And unvoiced, non-voiced, or voiceless consonants are C, CH cluster, H, K, P, Q, S, SH, T, TH, unvoiced, X. Are you aware that letter Z, which you called in British English, is pronounced as Z in American English? So that is the amazing part. Z, Z, British English. Z, Z, US English. Oops. So be careful, guys, pronouncing these two, this letter. Okay. So here are some examples of words that include voiced consonants, like traveled, gloves. Though I have heard some people say globes, but that's not the fact. It's globs. Va sound is there. Okay, it is glove. So when it's plural, it becomes globs. Then shells, started, changed, wheels, lived, dreams, suit, bud. Okay, there are some examples of some words which are voiced and unvoiced sounds. So what is the importance of learning voiced and unvoiced sounds, guys? That is $1 million questions. Remember that sounds are very important in English learning. If you do not pronounce a sound correctly, most probably we are pronouncing it incorrectly and wrong sound, and where people will not be able to understand. So I've given the comparison of some of the words which are voiced and unvoiced. So it's fat, voiced, fat, unvoiced, gum, then unvoiced come, then bit, voiced, pit, unvoiced, done, voiced, then torn, unvoiced. Hello, see you, June, welcome. Then gin, voiced, chin, unvoiced, this, voiced, thick and voiced. So we are going to today show you the basic difference in voiced th and unvoiced th after these examples, so that you guys are aware how we can differentiate the sounds and pronounce it correctly. Then pleasure, voiced, pressure, unvoiced. Okay, then B for bat, P for pat, unvoiced. D, voice, dot, T, unvoiced, toll. Then G, voiced, gap, and K, the C sounds like K, it's unvoiced, cap. Then V, voiced, vine, F, unvoiced, fine. Dear viewers, remember the difference. When you're pronouncing V, you can feel that our vocal cord is vibrating and two of our lips are touching each other. But if you say fine, you can feel that we're pronouncing the word from the mouth and our tips are not touching. So you can prove it. Or if you just touch your mouth, the facial part, you'll be able to understand the difference. So it's vine and fine. Then again, voice th, this, okay, unvoiced, thin. The difference between voiced th and unvoiced th is that when it is unvoiced or voiceless, our tongue touches the tooth, and you can see the symbol as well. So unvoiced th symbol is like theta sign of Latin, and voiced th sign is like delta sign. So this, sometimes some people say this. Actually, it is not this; it's this. Remember that. And this is unvoiced thin, not din. Okay. Sometimes people are also confused because they don't know the difference at all. So I suggest you, when you learn something from a teacher, any Hello teacher, practice it at home. Simply an hour here is not enough. You have to find out some of your own time to practice and move forward. The more you practice, the more you'll be expert. You'll have some positive vibes inside you. Say, hey, really, I'm doing well. And that's pretty cool to find out that when you move forward and when you move slowly, step by step to your success. Success doesn't come overnight, guys. Okay, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of hard work, and also matter of continuous plan and how you can implement and apply the plan. So whatever you learn, once again, please make sure you practice it every day. And I can assure you, without practicing, no one can be successful in this world for any profession, whether it's an English learning or any other profession. Okay, next word, Z, zoo, voiced. S, sue, unvoiced. Then G sounds like J, which we call soft G, gym, but SH, plaster, unvoiced, shore. The M, voiced, male. Then H, unvoiced, hot. N, voiced, nail. CH, plaster, voiced, unvoiced, chip. Now these are the other words which are always voiced with this cluster ng. First one is sing. Though sometimes some linguistics say that G is silent, but basically G is there, but because we pronounce the word through our nose, and we only hear the ng sound, like sing. All the ing, here word has an ing, and we must pronounce it correctly, and the G becomes through nose, so sing. ring, bing, running, going, eating, reading, etc. Then L voiced let, R voiced rude, W voiced wait, Y voiced yet. Okay. Once again, the amazing part of his British IP is that if letter R is there, letter R is there, if it is the second, third, fourth, or the last letter, generally we do not pronounce it. I've explained in our previous class when we have to pronounce it. Okay, let me recapping quickly. If the word starts with letter R, we must pronounce it. And if there's a vowel sound after letter R, we must pronounce it. And if there is a intrusive sound R, we bring letter R. Okay, so these are the three situations, and we have to always remember that if you are following the British English, whether it's in an exam or communication or presentation, please make sure you pronounce it correctly and you avoid it on the right time. So let's move on. Now, TH sounds. Remember that we explained earlier. Very often we are confused. TH voiced and unvoiced. Unvoiced sounds. So what it means? So you'll find many words that have got TH. It could be at the beginning of the words, or it could be at the end of the words. So, hello, little lion, welcome. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. Once again, guys, if you are interested to join this lesson and have a practice, you are more than welcome. You might be aware that Hello has offered 2 free lessons for the new users. And I believe that you can grab the opportunity. What you have to do is visit my profile and click on the free trial lessons. And you'll be able to subscribe to me and you can come here and talk to me. Remember that by practicing more once again is the only way you can develop your English language, whether it could be reading or writing or speaking or listening. Now, other questions are how do we pronounce and develop these sounds? Remember, number one, by practicing and by listening. When you listen, we follow the shadowing technique. So, shadowing technique is one of the techniques that helps you imitate those sounds and try to pronounce in the same way somebody pronounces it. So, in order to understand it more, sometimes we watch movies or YouTube videos, okay, or maybe other any kind of audio or podcast. Hello, little lion, welcome. Thank you very much for the subscription. I've just invited you. Join me.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm literally studying now. So,
So
how are you doing, sir?
I'm quite good, thank you. Could you please tell me where are you from?
I'm from India. Little Lion is from India. Yeah.
Okay, and may I know what you do?
Yes, sir. Okay. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kaden. Yeah, the name is Little Lion Hallo on social media.
Mhm.
By profession, I'm a chef in restaurant, Chinese chef. Apart from that, I've been learning languages like Hindi and English. Just because of this reason that I've been doing acting at the same time. On the other hand,
Oh, really?
learning it. I've been learning it since 2020. It will go further. It will take time. But this is purpose of learning Hindi and English.
All right. So,
And I do listen to people in Hollow just because of learning things and all. Hmm. So this is a little bit about myself.
okay. And
So,
how long have you been involved in acting?
it's been almost 1 year, 6 months.
1 year
6 months.
and 6 months. Do you have
Yeah,
to
so
imitate
there's a lot of
sometimes
improvement.
some voice sounds?
Uh, this is not all about like uh imitation, but yeah, I've done like theater. I've played one theater and one act. It is little bit about a stage show and all.
Hmm.
I'm in learning phase now. I'll, I'll take a little time after learning all stuff. I'll go Mumbai from here. I'll be just doing audition and all. So this is all about.
Oh,
Apart from that, I've done graduation from my college. That's it.
that's pretty cool to know that. And when you're doing acting, sometimes do you have to change your sound or your pronunciation? Or
Absolutely. Just well, changing sound. It's like another thing. Like voice artist does that. Do that.
hmm
I need to just stay with natural sound that I have. So this is all about like, doing thing, doing acting. Acting means to be an actor, to do act. It is like it's hard job, is it not too much? What we see on like TV or social media, it's dedication and hard work. It is not too much easy to take the maths. So it is all about learning things, learning languages. Languages matter a lot over there. You're doing anything and also it's important sometimes. So that is purpose of mine over here, being on Harlow and just I'm glad to be over here because Harlow brought us one of the greatest things, free trial. So it's interesting.
that's right. Yeah. And I've noticed that you have subscribed to me by free trial lesson.
Yeah.
Okay. The purpose of free trial is generally, I think it is one, no, no, two classes. So if the classes
Okay.
are within the week, and after that, your subscription would be over. And if you want to continue, if you think that the classes would be helpful, possibly you might consider to subscribing to the teacher. Okay.
There's a problem like my time schedule doesn't match. This is the problem of mine.
Okay. And in that case, Hello has the another option that you can hop on straight away to the live stream by spending $2. Or, you know, Hello has
Mhm.
given this opportunity to those people who can't join regularly, but maybe on and off or when they're free. And if the teacher is on the live stream, you want to talk to the teacher, just hop on using your Hello Cash.
I'll go rather with second one. I think that's better for me. Whenever I'll see that something is interesting, then I'll do that.
Okay. Thank you very much for
Okay,
all.
sir. So you were teaching us something interesting. So though I follow American accent. I've been following it. So but I'll listen.
Okay. So is that the reason why you have subscribed to this lesson?
The reason is that I wanted to talk was I've seen you everywhere, but I didn't get a chance to talk. So
Okay.
this is the only way to just talk.
Mhm. Yeah, but this class is mostly for the British IPA, which is British English pronunciation. But I also try
Yeah.
to compare the sound with the American English. You know, though sometimes some people are confused and they say, which one is English is better? Look, guys, there is no better. Both are same.
Yeah.
Only the expressions are different, sounds are different. And the most amazing part,
What I believe,
yeah,
what I believe is that if you are following any other, any specific accent, so Don't be a fickle person. Just stick with that.
That's right. But the problem is most of our learners, even they don't know the difference at all. And sometimes while they're speaking, I've noticed that they are always mixing up with the British IPA with the American IPA, and they don't know.
Mhm.
So I believe that
Yeah,
this class
it's
will
very true.
make them aware the difference between the American English, the sounds of American English and British English. And the first, this is the third lesson. Okay, the first two lessons I covered the most important difference of the British English and American English, and that is letter R and letter T,
Yeah.
and also the voiced and unvoiced sounds, how they work, how we
Hmm.
can pronounce it. And today, thanks for subscribing once again. I was going to explain letter TH sound, which is voiced and unvoiced in both of the English. Now,
Yeah.
as you are pronouncing the word like hard, but we do not pronounce hard, we say hard. R is always replaced by the vowel
Yeah.
sound in British IPS
It's
English.
very.
And also, the amazing part is that there is another accent in the UK. We call it RP accent, receipt pronunciation. And in some situation, there are some neutral sounds, and we bring R in that case. That will be really surprising for many people. They don't know that, oh, you bring R, there is no R sound at all. Especially
Mhm.
words ending Russia, India, okay? When we're reading inside a sentence like Russia and India are friends, there is no R sound, but where
Mhm.
does the R come from? That is the typical R, we call it intrusive R in British IPA. And honestly, it's only a matter of practice and learning. If someone doesn't know, then the person would be shocked and surprised. Even though no R sound, how come there is R sound? Okay. Anyway, that class
Mhm.
is over. I just give some, revisions of these previous two lessons. So, little and thank you very much. I'm sure that you're going to
It's
like
my
it.
pleasure today to meet you, Behar. It's a tool that I'm really studying today because I got a chance to be here at least for a second, but it was interesting for me.
Okay. Uh, how long have you been in your profession? You said you're a chef as well.
Yeah, Chef, like, it's been 3 years.
It's been 3 years. And what kind of uh, specialty have you got?
It is all about Chinese food. Like, there's a lot of dishes, could
Uh-huh.
be more than 50, where I just make for other. But I just got fed up. I don't like cooking for other, just except myself, except for me. So that's why I just don't like. Uh, I need to do just because of bread and butter. Yeah.
Okay.
And what to do apart from that? It's interesting because I've been learning over here. It's a hub where I'm living. It's a hub of knowledge. Where whatever I want, then I can do over here. Years ago, I wanted to be a singer, so I had done classes over here. Skating, I want to do a skat, like a skating board like that. So I learned over there as well as it's a hub over there for studying things in uh, Mumbai. So that's why I love this place. For this place, I need to work over here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that could be my answer, sir.
Okay, that's great. So at the moment, you are still in your own profession, though you don't like it.
Yeah, unfortunately, but it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any plan to go any other country?
Firstly, I'm thinking that I'll go Canada because I love the place. I want to see, I want to feel the snow over there. There's a one Niagara Fall, so I want to go really over there. That could be I mean, one of place where I want to visit. And apart from that, I don't think so. That
Mm,
place could be, but yeah, Canada could be.
okay.
Is it Canada? Canada.
What do you think? Tell me
It's
again.
Canada. As I've heard sometimes. It's Canada. I'm confused so sometimes.
All right. So pronunciation techniques always teach us how to stress on the right syllable of a word. And being
Yeah,
a
basically.
non-native, sometimes it is very difficult for us to remember. If you don't practice it, you can't
Mhm.
remember. So listen to it. This sound,
Yeah,
Canada. And the interesting
I
part is
got it.
that in Canada there is a diphthong and there are two short sounds. Do you know what is short sound? Little Len.
Sure, I have heard so many times.
Okay, I'm going to explain. Hang on a second. Can you
Canada.
can you
Okay.
see
Yeah,
my screen?
I can.
Okay. One moment. Okay. Now Canada. Hang on a second.
Mhm.
And the C sounds like a strong car C sound. Strong C is car. So sharp C is C. C has mainly two sounds. Strong C, which is sounds like car, and soft C, which sounds like sa.
Mhm.
So as you can see,
Yeah.
I'm making it a bit larger so that you can see this K, then A and E together. That is a diphthong. So diphthongs are those sounds. I'm sure you know that when two vowels are connected together to produce a uh, different kinds of sounds, which is rough, same as well, like Canada,
Mhm.
K-A-N. Then there is a dot. Means if you find a dot, that
Uh,
that is the syllable. How many syllables are there in Canada? One, two, three syllables are there.
when it's three. Yeah.
And this
Canada.
and this
I
river.
got it now.
Now the reverse E
Mhm.
before D and after D. This is called schwa sound. So what is
Yeah, it's very hard for a lot of learners.
it is indeed SSAW schwa sounds. So what is schwa sound in English linguistics and phonetics? Schwa sound is a lazy sound
Yeah, I have heard this, but I've heard it in first.
or a sound that must be pronounced very slightly if it is at the beginning of the word. That is the difficult part to pronounce it correctly. Sound or sometimes silent sounds depending on the
Hmm.
word structure, sound structure. I mean spelling structure. For
I
example,
got it now.
look at this word.
Mhm.
Okay, before that, I'm going to this word. Let's finish Canada. Okay, we're stressing an N,
Yeah,
Canada, but if it is, hang on a second. Now, why we are stressing? Little line.
it's a Canadian. Canadian. It's a Jane. Canadian. Jane. Is
As the
that?
spelling changes, the stress also changes.
Yeah, exactly.
So say it again. It's Canadian.
Canadian. Yeah,
So you're stressing
Canadian.
on D this time, not A anymore. Canada,
Yeah,
but Canadian. So that is
yeah.
the important part of learning, IPA, the sound. But as I say, it's difficult sometimes to
Eh,
remember being a non-native speaker, and even for me as well.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, how many sounds are there in English language? We have letter 26, vowel and consonant.
In linguistics,
Do you
they
have any?
say there are 44, 20, uh, consonant and 24 vowel sounds. So
I
44.
need to learn all of them. I'll
Uh,
just check it out
and
someday.
honestly, even if you learn all of them being a non-native, sometimes it is difficult to remember. That's what I'm saying again and again. I know many people on this app and many teachers as well. They know all the IPS sounds, okay, all the vowel and consonant sounds. But when they start speaking, I don't find that they are applying those techniques in their speaking because they can't remember it.
Could be anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's,
so the
yeah.
best option would be practice it. And I also always ask our learners do not go to Google dictionary, rather go to
Mhm.
specific dictionary, like if you're up maybe Oxford or Cambridge or maybe Merriam-Webster or Collins, write the word, try to
Mhm.
listen to it, and try to imitate or copy if you are not sure. Okay,
Mhm.
so this is the amazing part, like Canada but Canadian. You see, stress has
Yeah,
changed.
it's interesting.
Okay, the schwa sound, as the schwa sound came, um, this one, once again, this E, we call it schwa sound. As you can see from the name, it's a German word, yeah, because English
Yeah.
language derived from the two German tribe, and but this linguistics schwa sound change the techniques of pronunciation later. Okay, and which is why the
Mhm.
IPA was derived. I think it's around 18th century from France. But this IPA is applicable for all languages. It's not only for English language, but we are learning today only for English language. So
Mhm.
impact of Shah sound is amazingly prominent, and it has got lots of effects of pronunciation, and you'll be surprised. I'll give some examples today. This one, this word.
Okay.
Can you see this word I've written? Just one example.
Is it about?
Say again.
So about.
It has got. You see now there is a difference between British about and American about. Americans say about. We say about.
Yeah. About.
This is British about. Now Americans about.
About. About, yeah.
You see, when you're saying about, that goes to British IPA, but if you stress on B, about becomes American IPA.
Very confusing part. Learning things. I mean, recognizing things at the same. I mean, at the point of time, it's a little hard to do.
Then next word is, because of the schwa sound, this word.
It's a family and family. I mean,
Say again.
family, family, family,
Family. That's
family.
right. Not family, is family, because this I before L is schwa sound and we don't pronounce it. There are some rules, honestly, Little Lion, and I have managed to decipher all these rules and teach these classes step by step
You,
so that people know it.
okay.
And another common word is very often I had wrongly pronounced this word.
Basketball. Is it basketball?
No, no, no.
Sorry, basically, basically,
Say again loudly, please.
basically. Is it basically?
Basic,
Basically.
basically, yes. A is short sound
Yeah,
before
basically.
L. Basically,
I guess.
yeah, but many people say it basically. I've heard it even on this app. Some teachers also do that because
Yeah.
we are not aware the sounds. We are not aware how the IPA works. So there are some some basic guidelines and some rules. If anyone follows and practice, then they can overcome this sound problem. Okay, so let's move on
Okay.
for today's our highlighted topic, TH sound. And as you might be aware that Little Lion, there are two types of TH, voiced and unvoiced TH. So we call those TH are voiced when we use our vocal cord. Now, how you understand we are using vocal cord? That is very easy way. Okay, I'll show
Vocal
you.
cord, it means using
You
our
know, when
throat
you sing,
vocal.
you see
Yeah, I got
vocal
it.
cord inside our
I
throat. Say
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah. So if you pronounce a word, if you feel that oh my vocal cord is vibrating, that means it's a
Yeah.
voice sound.
Yeah.
And unvoiced th is when you'll find your tongue will touch your
Air.
tooth or upper part of our mouth.
Okay.
That is the most basic way to understand if you don't know how to understand it by
I got
physical
it now.
physical
Voice.
exam by yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, could you give me examples so that I could try? And
Yes,
why
sure.
John sure is not speaking anything now?
I will definitely give you examples. Don't worry.
Yes, sir.
Uh, okay, look at this verse. TH, unvoiced or voiceless at the beginning. If you ever say thank, you'll find that your
Yeah,
tongue.
should I just try?
I'm sorry?
Mm-hmm. Should I try once
Yes,
so that I
please.
could? I mean, if I do correctly or not. Okay, it's thanks, right?
Hmm.
And think and pleasure. I'm sorry, pleasurous. Is it okay?
No.
Pleasurous.
What is the second word? You have missed the second word.
Pleasurous. Pleasurous. It's a thing. Thick.
Thick. Thanks. Thick.
Yeah.
Think. What is the last word? Try it again, please.
Thesaurus, thesaurus,
Okay.
thesaurus. I'm not able to. Sorry for that.
No worries. We're learning together. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah.
Thesaurus. Have you heard it?
Thesaurus. Okay, okay.
I follow the
No, no.
Cambridge dictionary, okay? And I try to
Okay,
imitate that sound. That is really
okay.
that suits me, honestly. Not that Oxford doesn't suit me. Sometimes you'll find that some dictionaries words are really suitable for you. Then follow the dictionary, but do not go to Google Dictionary. That's my request, please. When you go to the
I
Google,
have,
it doesn't give any reference. But when you go to the
I have
specific
actually.
dictionary, and that is the reference, you can say, oh, it is in Oxford Dictionary, or it is in the Cambridge, or maybe Merriam-Webster, or maybe Collins. So it is thesaurus.
Okay, okay. That's interesting.
Okay,
Thesaurus.
let's play the sound for you one more time, yeah?
Okay.
And then I will explain what it means. Thesaurus. Thesaurus.
Yeah, I got it. Thesaurus.
Thesaurus. Now notice that when you're saying think, thick, thesaurus,
Yeah,
our tongue is touching the tooth. You'll feel
yeah,
it.
it is touching.
So that
Yeah, I
means
can.
it is unvoiced sounds or voiceless, or sometimes they are called non-voiced too.
Interesting. I got it.
Okay?
Thanks, thesaurus. It's
Yeah.
just touching a little bit. I mean, upside of the mouth. It
Hmm.
is next to the teeth. It is like it doesn't taste like our throat or like that. So it's
Exactly.
unwholesome.
By the dear viewers, if you're interested, you can take the free trial lessons like the way Little Lion has joined. Remember that if you join this lesson, obviously you can learn something which might be helpful for your development of sound. Remember that pronouncing sound correctly is one of the techniques of good speaker. It doesn't matter that you are non-native or native, or if English is your second or third language. And Little Lion, you'll be surprised to know I've got few students whose fourth language is English. I'm saying, wow, that's really amazing. They learn three main languages, and fourth language they learn as an English. And sometimes some students it is their third language, which is really surprising and also amazing. If somebody can learn English as a second or third or fourth language, that means that person is talented, intelligent enough to learn and acquire all the sounds.
Oh my God. Okay, sir. It's interesting class. I get to know today. I mean, those things that I mean sounds could be like unvoiced and voiced. I have heard before, but I never tried.
Now today you know it. Yeah. Now there are some other words. These are also unvoiced. Would you like to pronounce it, please? Let's try together.
Just yeah, it's a thorn and
Okay.
thing.
Thorn, American English, thorn. British English, no R sound.
Yeah, thorn thing.
Thorn. Yeah. Then
Thing, thing, thunder,
slowly.
thousand.
What
Yeah.
slowly? Yeah, do not try to read faster. Give a pause. Thin, think,
Teen,
thunder,
teen, thunder, thousand, thirsty,
thirsty,
uh, thief,
thief.
ther, uh, thermometer, thermometer.
Hang on a second. This word. Where
Yeah,
should I
it's
stress it?
thermometer, thermometer, thermo, sorry, thermometer,
Okay.
thermo. It's we are just focusing. I mean, just
Yeah.
giving stress to it.
Stress.
Wow,
Your stressed word is right. Thermo. Mo is the stress.
yeah, thermometer,
Thermometer. Uh,
thermometer.
and amazing part is that there is a schwa sound. The letter R at the last letter. In British English, it is not pronounced, and that E before R is a schwa sound. So it becomes thermometer in British IPA and Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Thermometer. T sounds like D, flap T, and I'm sure you know that
Yeah,
because you're
true.
after American English. When T is in between two vowel sounds, and the T sounds like D, we call it flap T in American IPA. I'm writing it on the
Yeah,
comment
okay.
section. I'm sure you know that, yeah? That's
I
why.
I have heard, but I didn't. I mean, I didn't try to
Okay.
recognize in statement that is it flirty or not.
It's called flap T.
It's
So flap T always sounds like D. Let me give you some more examples like, may I have a water bottle, please? Now, if you want to pronounce it in American English, you'll find flap T. May I have
may I have a water bottle, please?
water?
Water
Because
bottle.
after T, there is vowel sound E. In American English, the
Yeah,
T should be the sounded as D. And similarly, bottle in British English and bottle.
it's what
Likewise,
yeah,
identity. And you'll say
I
identity.
didn't say. I didn't get it.
Likewise, meter, meter. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Thermometer, thermometer. Clear?
Yeah,
Little lion?
yeah, yes, yes.
Amazing. You are a very talented learner and you have got a good English as well, by the way.
I'm not good at. I'm good at listening. I grab things very quickly.
But
Instead of I mean learning, I do listen
but
a
in
lot.
but you know that
At my
listening,
spare time,
uh-huh,
yes,
go on.
at my spare time, I do listen podcasts, and it's amazing thing to grab knowledge from.
Hmm. But as a matter of fact, as you know that listening is the prerequisite if you want to be good speaker. Just picture it
Yeah,
when we were children, how we learn the language. We listen to our parents. We try to copy their sounds.
yes,
Then we took the sounds from family, outside, school, colleges, wherever we have went, we traveled with our parents. Then we started our own baby language,
absolutely.
baba, dada, mama, papa. Yes. So I
Very true.
always, that's right. I always suggest people to listen to it carefully. If you want to be a good speaker, listen to the person carefully and try to
Yeah,
follow the technique, the strategy the person has used. And I believe that Little Lion, there are many amazing students on this app and teachers who are excellent. I learn a lot of things from them.
absolutely.
Yeah, I listen to them silently sometimes, and sometimes I learn it from them. It doesn't matter that you have to be always a teacher to learn. No, the students can teach you
I
as
mean,
well.
teacher job is very hard. More than a student, we need to learn and the teacher learn. It's amazing thing to grab knowledge. No one's perfect
That's right.
in the world. We are on the phase of learning till the death. We learn something from.
Hmm. Okay, let's move on a little few more words. We have got 5 minutes. Oh, you know, the problem is here, the time goes quickly when we start enjoying the lesson. Time goes
Yeah.
quickly, and an hour is not
Yeah,
enough. That's I always suggest our learners, please give some times at home. This an hour will go in the twinkle of an eye. Gone an hour. Okay.
absolutely.
Next word. Look. Theater.
Yeah, it's theater.
If you are saying theater, you're
Yeah,
following British IPA. Theater.
I'm doing that. I don't know. Just theater. Theater.
Theater. Theater.
Yeah. American people sound like theater, like that theater. Okay.
Okay,
The termer show.
hang on a
I'm
second.
how do you
Let's
do
let's
that? And
compare both British and American.
theater.
Theater, British,
Theater.
theater,
American
American.
theater.
Okay,
Theater. Yeah.
another basic difference between the R sound of American and British English is you must pronounce R in American English.
Or
That's R, yeah, that's why they are called rhotic English. I'm writing in the comment here. Rhotic English. And this R sound is taught it separately in lesson.
rooting. It's like root.
It's
It's
like roti, you
interesting.
know. Now, rhotic means in linguistic when you have to pronounce the R clearly and correctly on the right place, on the right stress. That is the brief description.
Okay.
And British English is called non-rhotic. Now, difference. Because most of the
Mhm.
cases we do not pronounce R, all right? Especially if it's the second, third,
I'm
fourth,
getting.
or the last letter. As you can see in many words we're practicing. Like next word, thermos, no R,
Mm,
but thermos, American. We do not pronounce R here.
mhm,
Thermos. So people ask then,
mm.
what do you say
Yeah,
instead of R? Instead of R, we bring a silent vowel sound. So thermos,
mhm.
like E becomes a bit longer in that
Thermos.
case. Thermos.
Yeah.
Thaw, thing. Now, thread. You can see we are pronouncing R in British English because there is vowel sound after R, and that is the rule.
Yeah.
Look,
Okay, sure.
if there is a vowel sound in British English, we must pronounce R. We can't
Mhm.
ignore it, so we cannot say thread. Okay, we should be
Okay.
thread. Similarly, thread,
Great. It's great.
through.
Good.
Okay, and now middle th,
Yeah.
which is also unvoiced, bathtub.
Bathtub. Yeah. Mhm.
Try it,
With
little learn,
a
please.
toothbrush. Yeah. Bathtub.
So what is the second
Bathtub.
word you said?
Tooth a
Toothache. Yeah. Then
yeah. Toothbrush.
toothbrush. Yeah.
Toothbrush. And python.
Pi-
What's that?
python is the
Actually?
snake, big snake. Python.
Python. I got it. Python. Okay, got it. Python. Marathon. Healthy. Truthful and wealthy.
Okay. Remember, healthy, truthful, wealthy. They could be also unvoiced as well. Healthy becomes healthy.
How?
Wealthy becomes wealthy. Remember, there are always exceptions
Yeah.
because there are two th sounds. As if you remember, one is voiced, one is unvoiced. And today we are
Mm-hmm.
practicing unvoiced one. Next class we'll practice voiced one. And
Okay.
honestly speaking, little lion, for the phonetics class, it will take at least a year to learn all of this. That is how I feel. This 1 hour, if I take 1 hour once a week, at least I need 50 to 52 hours to explain all
Mm-hmm.
of them. Okay, next word, please.
Yeah. A toothpaste. Toothpaste. Toothpaste.
Panther. Look, R is silent here.
Panther.
Panther. Panther. Remember,
Panther.
now you're pronouncing American panther, but panther.
Yeah. Panther. Panther.
Okay,
Yeah.
now
And toothpaste. It's
toothpaste. Okay, here is another amazing
toothpaste.
part. You see, toothpaste, there are two altogether. If you ever find two vowel sounds in spelling in the same row,
Okay.
it becomes a bit longer sound. Oh, we have got only 50 seconds. We're going to finish here, toothpaste. Eh?
Oh, class
So,
gonna end today. It
yeah.
was
So,
nice.
the rule is that later on, if there are two vowel sounds like A, O, 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 E, A, E, whatever, it becomes a bit
Mhm.
longer sound. That is another technique of phonetics. So, tooth rather than
Okay.
tooth. Okay. The exception is good. We don't say
Mhm.
good morning, but food.
It's good.
There are always exceptions. Remember, rules are there and actions are there. So thank you very much for subscribing to me. I'll see you later. You take care.
It was nice
All
meeting you.
right.
Bye.
And
Take care.
thanks for all the viewers who are watching silently, guys. Please participate with us so that we.
275 is interesting. It's a big number.
Thank you very much. I'll see you later. Take care.